In order to understand the region of the ancient Near East that we'll be studying, it's important to have a solid grasp of the area's geographical layout. In this lesson, you'll learn to draw your own map in order to effectively study and memorize the ancient Near East. The map we'll be drawing is relational, and precise location is not as important. What matters is to know where countries, cities, rivers, and seas are in relation to one another. Also, don't worry if you can't draw well. We'll be using mostly lines and basic shapes. Keep in mind, we're going to be labeling regions according to their names in the 1st and 2nd millennia BCE, so resist any urges to label any modern-day countries, such as Turkey. On this map, there are 5 rivers, 6 seas, 5 cities, 4 nations east of the Jordan River, and 5 empires. We'll map the rivers and seas first. Begin with a horizontal blank sheet of paper. Start at the top left corner and draw a line about 1/3 down the edge of the page. Curve the line to the right and continue it across horizontally until you come to almost half the page lengthwise. Form a slightly upturned corner, and then continue the line downward for 1 more third of the page. Curve back to the left and continue a horizontal line to the edge of the page, ending below the first vertical line you drew at the top. You should now see on your paper what looks like an open whale mouth, smiling to the left. Label the space between the open whale jaws Mediterranean Sea. Now go to the bottom right corner of your page, opposite from where you began. Starting at the corner, draw a diagonal line about 1 inch outward and 2 inches upward. Curve the line back towards the direction you began and end at the edge of the page about 1 inch up from the corner. You should now have what looks like a thumb sticking up from the bottom right corner of your page. Again, this is a relational map, so don't worry about it being perfectly shaped. Label this area Persian Gulf. Next, go to the top right corner of your page. Starting about 1 inch to the left of the corner, draw a curved line, ending at 1 inch down the right edge of the paper. It should cut off the top corner of the page and take up about a square inch of space. Label this pocket Caspian Sea. Go back to the bottom of the page. Starting roughly in line with the right edge of the Mediterranean Sea, draw a shape similar to an alligator mouth opening upward, or a peace sign made by 2 fingers. Make sure it comes close to the edge of the Mediterranean Sea, but does not touch it. Label this 2-pronged gap Red Sea. Next, go to the bottom right corner of the Mediterranean Sea. Near to the border, draw a small oval. About 1 inch above this circle, draw a slightly smaller oval. Draw a short wavy line connecting the two. Label the top oval Sea of Galilee and the bottom oval Dead Sea. Label the line connecting the Sea of Galilee and the Dead Sea the Jordan River. Draw a perpendicular line branching from near the top of the Jordan River that's half its length and trails off to the right. Label this the Jabbok River. Now go back to the Persian Gulf and draw a very short line starting at the tip of the sea that extends toward the middle of the page. From the end of that line, split into 2 wavy lines. Draw each line so it runs parallel to the other, reaching into the center of the page. Label the bottom left line the Euphrates River, and the top right line the Tigris River. Now move to the space centered directly below the Mediterranean Sea and to the left of the Red Sea. Start at the bottom of the page and draw a line directly upwards toward the Mediterranean Sea. Stop just short of the sea and split the line into 5 small lines, all feeding into the Mediterranean River. This is the Nile River. You have now finished all the rivers and the seas. Now let's mark and label the cities. Just south of the Euphrates River, right after it splits into 2 rivers, draw a small dot. This represents the city of Between the Tigris and Euphrates rivers, north and to the left of draw another dot. This is Babylon. Just east of the Tigris River, near the end of the river, label the city of Nineveh. Next, lying between the 2 trailing ends of the Tigris and Euphrates, and closer to the Euphrates, label Haran. Now go back to the Jordan River, between the Mediterranean Sea and the Dead Sea, and dot and label the city of Jerusalem. Now you've finished mapping the 5 capital cities. Let's move on to the 4 nations east of the Jordan River. We will represent these nations by writing the name of each one in large letters and drawing a box around it. Starting just above the Sea of Galilee, label the nation of Syria. Just beneath Syria, label Ammon. Below that is the nation of Moab. Finally, ending next to the upper half of the Red Sea and just past the Dead Sea, label Edom. You should see 4 nations stacked nearly on top of one another. The acronym SAME can be used to remember these nations and their relation to one another. Now we will label the major empires. Again, these won't be dots. You will label each area with text in a box. Just above the Persian Gulf, label Sumer. Just below and to the right of Nineveh, label Assyria. Next, move to below the Euphrates, to the left and slightly above the city of Ur, and label Babylonia. Above the Mediterranean Sea and toward the center of the page, label the Hittites Empire. And finally, to the left of the Nile River, label Egypt. Practicing drawing and labeling this map will help you understand and memorize the geography of the ancient Near East as we continue our readings.